My ridiculous wife screamed at my mom, so I told her to calm down. Am I the a-hole? I know telling anyone to calm down does the opposite. It simply came out because she was being ridiculous. My wife isn't a fan of my family. None of them have done anything to her personally, but she states it's because all of them give her backhanded comments or unsolicited advice. I've never noticed it and refused to take her word for it because my family is super kind. She's told me she's tired of dealing with all the negative comments from my family. That's understandable, but it takes zero effort to be civil for my sake. She says she shouldn't have to be civil to people who don't respect her or take her seriously, and she hates that I never take her side on these things. But I swear they're never happening. I don't want to say she's being crazy, but if the shoe fits, wear it. Anyway, my wife gave birth a month ago to our daughter. On Sunday, I invited my mom and a few other family members down to meet the baby. My wife heavily protested against this because her family hasn't met the baby yet. I told her I didn't see why it mattered which family saw the baby first as long as they all loved her. She gave in at some point and said, whatever. She clearly wasn't up for it, but it is what it is. I still wanted my mom to meet her granddaughter regardless of what my wife said. Before the occasion, my wife pumped because she knew people would ask to feed the baby. Problem is, my daughter has never used a bottle, as she's strictly breastfed. My wife was pissed from the moment my family walked in through the door. She said her pleasantries, but didn't even talk to them or was rude in answering any questions they had. What got her in a worse mood was how much the baby was being passed around. She was so red, I just told her to take a shower or something to cool off. She refused because she needed to be there to watch and make sure nothing happened. I hated that she didn't trust my family at all. With our daughter, as if they came here with the intent to harm her. They were all just showing love to her and being super kind. But no, my wife was not having it. When the baby started crying and she wasn't passed back to my wife despite my wife saying she wanted her back, I knew this was it. Luckily, she didn't cause a scene. Well, that was until the baby started getting fed. My mom had the baby and was feeding her the pumped breast milk. That's when the baby started choking on the bottle. My mom is slow, so she recognized the issue, but didn't sit her up as quickly as my wife liked. So, my wife immediately stepped in and took the baby to sit her up right. My mom said, I have kids, you know. I know what I'm doing. I'm not effing stupid. And my wife snapped and aggressively asked, really? That's why you just kept her on her back while she's choking and puking? She eventually handed the baby back off to my mom, but then the baby choked again and my wife just lost it because again, my mom didn't sit the baby up with urgency like my wife wanted. My mom tried protesting and saying she was being ridiculous, so my wife told her to shut the F up and get out. I told her she needs to go calm the F down and she can't talk to my mom like that or kick her out of my house. Now I'm getting the silent treatment because I defended my mother and clearly want the baby to aspirate on her own vomit, as well as calling us all effing idiots.